we will discuss about business intelligence tools. BI tools. BI means business intelligence. Once again, BI means business intelligence. That is nothing but we will discuss about business intelligence tools. Now, there are some questions in our mind. What are those? What is business intelligence? What are the business intelligence tools? What is the need of learning business intelligence tools? Before knowing about all these things, first of all, we should know about what is data, what is metadata, what is information. If we know basics very clearly, then we will understand everything very easily. That's why, first of all, we will discuss about data, metadata, and information one by one. First, what is data? Data is nothing but collection of raw facts. That means it does not contain any meaning, but the data is stored in computer. The data may be in the form of text, audio, video, images. One point you should remember, data does not contain any meaning, so it is not understandable to human being, but it is stored in computer. In order to make data understandable to human being, we need to specify description about data. That description is nothing but metadata. To understand data and metadata clearly, I will give you one example. Suppose here I am writing some data: 111, XXX, KMM, 112, YYY, HYD, 113, ZZ, some KMM. I ask you a simple question: what is 111? What is XXX? What is KMM? What is 112? What is YYY? What is HYD? What is 113? What is ZZZ? What is KMM? One thing clearly know is data, but we doesn't know this data belongs to whom. I will give you a simple real life example. One fine day, you are going in front of me. I call you. A person, a man, go there. I tell you, a man, go there. Then you are immediately gets confused. First of all, who are you? Where to go? There are two questions in our mind. In the similar manner, we don't know what is 111, what is XXX, what is KMM. We clearly know this is data, but this data belongs to whom? We doesn't know it. In order to make this data understandable to human being, we need to specify description about this data. That means we need to specify data about data, nothing but metadata. For example, here I am writing SNO, S name, SADD. Here SNO, S name, SADD is the metadata, and this is the data. Okay, fine. By seeing SNO, we can easily understand 111, 112, 113 is student number. XXX, YYY, ZZZ is student name. KMM, HYD, KMM is student address. So clear? What is data and what is metadata? Now, what is information? Information is nothing but metadata plus data equal to information. So information is nothing but combination of metadata and data. Now I will give you the relationship among data, metadata and information. Data does not contain any meaning. It is a collection of raw facts. But information contains meaning. Data becomes information if we are specifying metadata for the data. So I hope all of you understand very clearly. How we get information? By simply adding data by adding metadata to the data, we will get information. Finally, I am giving conclusion about data, metadata and information. Data is a collection of raw facts that may be in the form of audio, video, images and so on, etc. But it does not contain meaning. It is not understandable to human being. In order to provide meaning for this data and in order to make this data as information, we need to specify metadata, that means description for this data. Information is generated by adding metadata to the data. That's it. This is about data, metadata and information. I hope everybody understand very clearly. Now we will forward one step. That is, what is database? Database is a software which is used to store our data and it allows us to perform operations on the stored data. Once again I am repeating. Database is a software that is used to store our data permanently and also allows us to perform operations on the data. This is database. It stores data. Okay, fine. Nowadays, almost all companies maintaining databases. Then there are some questions in our mind. What is the need of maintaining database softwares? Why almost all companies are using databases? And one more thing, these databases are called OLTP. OLTP means Online Transaction Processor. Why we are calling these databases are OLTP? Because this database stores day-to-day transaction. For example, banks maintains database to store their day-to-day transactions or day-to-day operations. Telecom communication companies are also maintaining databases to store their day-to-day transactions. Online shopping websites are maintaining database, that means maintaining OLTP to store their day-to-day transaction. For example, take bank example. In bank example, a customer go to bank and he performs some day-to-day transactions like deposit money, withdraw money, net banking, all comes under day-to-day transactions. These transactions are stored in the OLTP, belongs to that particular bank. Another example, telecommunication companies maintains a database, nothing but OLTP. In that OLTP, they store their customer details and calls information. And a final example, online shopping websites like Flipkart, Amazon and so on, etc. They are also maintaining OLTP to store their customer details and orders placed by their customers and so on, etc. Like this, every company maintaining a database. The database is nothing but OLTP. OLTP stores data. Now the question mark is, what is the source for the data that is stored in OLTP? OLTP gets data from the applications. Take bank example. One application is ATM application. Customer go to ATM and performs some transactions, day-to-day transactions. Those transactions will be stored in data. And home loan application, bank loan application, car loan application, and so on, etc. The source for OLTP is applications. So finally, I am giving conclusion about OLTP. OLTP means online transaction processing. It is a database. Why it is called online transaction processing? Because it stores day-to-day operations or day-to-day transactions. Like already I said before, like in bank example, withdraw money, deposit money, net banking, and so on, etc. These are transactions are stored in OLTP. OLTP database stores data that is coming from various types of applications. Right? Clear? This is about OLTP. And one more thing. Nowadays, most of the companies, almost all companies, using two categories of databases. One is OLTP. Just now I explained about it. Another category is OLAP. OLAP or data warehouse. OLAP means online transaction analytical processing. It is also called data warehouse. It is also a database. Immediately one question is raised in your mind. Why companies are maintaining two categories of databases? OLTP and OLAP. What is the purpose of OLTP and what is the purpose of OLAP? There is OLTP. What is the necessity of using OLAP? OLAP stores data. The data is used for analytical purpose. It doesn't store day-to-day transactions. So it is also stores data, but this data is for analyzing the data. So one question mark in your brain. Why we are analyzing data? Simple. I will ask you a simple question. Who is the best cricketer? You cannot say some X person is the best cricketer by taking the data from current match. To say particular person as a best cricketer, you will observe or you will consider the runs or wickets or performance of that particular cricketer from previous 10 matches or 20 matches, whatever it may be. That means we are storing history of every player. By analyzing that history, we can pick up one particular player as the best player. So here the conclusion is, in order to analyze the data, we need to store the history about data. One more example, last example. For example, country is nothing but collection of states. I want to find out which state contains more population, in which state population is increased, in which states population is decreased. You cannot say these things by taking data of one day. You can find out these things by gathering some previous 10 years data. You can analyze that data and you can say in that particular state data population is increased, in so and so particular state data is decreased. Finally, the conclusion is, in order to analyze the data, we need history. That history is stored in OLAP. Now I am clearly telling about OLTP and OLAP. OLTP means online transaction processing. OLAP means online analytical processing. It is also nothing but data warehouse. OLTP stores day-to-day transactions. OLAP stores history, data history. It is used for analyzing the data. It is used for running the data. The conclusion is, if you want to run the business, you need OLTP. If you want to analyze the data, analyze your business data, you need OLAP. Then there is one simple question in your mind. What is the need of OLAP? It is not. Is it not possible to store history of data in OLTP? No. If we store, what happens? Then, if you store history of the data in OLTP, the performance of the transactions will be decreased, and the end users get the results very slowly. So the performance is degraded. That's why they are separating. In OLTP, they store day-to-day transactions. In OLAP, they store the data which is to be analyzed. Already I said, what is the source for OLTP? Applications. Now the question mark is, what is the source of OLAP? From where OLAP database software or data warehouse gets the data? It gets the data from OLTP. The source of OLAP is OLTP. OLAP gets the data from OLTP. The process of moving data from OLTP to OLAP is called ETL. What is ETL? ETL means the process of moving data from OLTP to OLAP, or data warehouse. So, from where OLTP gets data? From application. From where OLAP gets data? From OLTP through ETL process. What is the meaning of ETL? ETL means extracting, transforming and loading. Extracting, transforming and loading. Extracting data, there are just only 3 steps. First of all, extract the data from OLTP and transfer the data according to the requirement of OLAP, and then finally load the data in OLAP. In this, extracting data is very simple. Loading data is also very simple. The main concentration is on transaction. ETL is performed by using some data warehousing tools like Informatica, and so on, etc. So Informatica is a ETL, and extraction, transaction, loading. It extracts the data, transfers the data, and loads the data. So OLAP get data from OLTP through ETL process. What is the need of transferring data from OLTP to OLAP? In order to do analyzation, we need summarized data. Here, OLTP kit contains detailed data. In order to analyze the data, we need not detailed data. We need summarized data. ETL transformation means ETL converts detailed data into transformation converts detailed data into summarized data. Okay, fine. OLAP contains summarized data. Now, we want to perform analysis on this summarized data. In order to perform analysis or analytics on the data that is present in OLAP, we need some tools. The tools are called business intelligence tools. So, what is the need of business intelligence tool? Business intelligence tools are used to perform analytics on the data that is stored in OLAP. Example for business intelligence tools are Tableau, ClickView, and so on, etc. These are the business intelligence tools. These are also called reporting tools. These tools are used to perform analytics on the data that is present in data warehouse. That's it. That is the need of business intelligence tools. In just 2 minutes, I will give total description. OLTP means online transaction processing. OLAP means online analytical processing. OLTP stores day-to-day transactions, that is coming from applications. OLAP stores history of data. That history of data is used to analyze the data. So, for this we will use a process. That process is called ETL. ETL is done by using some data warehouse tools. The tools, example for the tool is Informatica and so on, etc. Now the data is present in OLAP. OLAP contains the data. In our that data which is to be processed. This is processed by using some tools. Those tools are called business intelligence tools. Finally, my conclusion is business intelligence tools are the reporting tools or analytical tools which are used to analyze the data that is present in OLAP. One more thing, in next class we will discuss what is the need of analyzing data. Then you will know the significance of business intelligence tools. Example for business intelligence tools are Tableau, ClickView and so on, etc. That's it. We will see about these things in next class. Thank you.